Hey, what's up, YouTube? Well, long time no video, and while you may not be able to tell, I have the TV to illuminate this room because I like the way it worked on another video, and I have the camera a little further from me so that you can see my necklace. So we're in December now, and I couldn't be happier about that. And as much as I swore against it in February, I ended up putting up a tree. You know, I got a cheaper, smaller one because it is never my intent to really put a lot into it, but I like to have a tree. You know, it's just not fair, you know, for someone with my abilities and my skills and my talents, if you will, to not have a tree, whereas other people have a tree and it doesn't look any better. So, you know, have a tree. What do you know? And a lot of the Christmas decorations around here have pretty much stayed up all year because it's like I don't have a place to store them. So, you know, what am I going to do? You know, just shove them in a box for a few months, then get them out again? You know, what's the point in that? So, basically, it's Christmas time again, and what I'd like to talk about, well, there's a number of things. Okay, first of all, I'd like to say that Dad has had a whole lot of off time. A whole lot of off time. And now that it's Pearl Harbor Day, he's back at work, finally. You know, I'd never say that to his face, because that's like saying I don't want him around. But as long as he is around, I can't make videos. I mean, let's be honest, that's the truth. So, that being said, you know, it's hard to believe that Pearl Harbor Day, wow, has it already been 79 years? Just wow. So anyone who was a year old or older is in their 80s and up. So, basically, no one except very old people would remember anything about it. So, that being said, I got some new shades. Nice and shiny. You can see the tree in them. So, basically, we've done a lot this past week. You know, a lot has, well, I wouldn't say a lot has changed. But my sister came over with her nasty dog, and I've been wearing my butt out, you know, trying to vacuum and clean up the mess that was made, you know, between her and the dog. And that, I think, is what I want to focus on in this video. I want to title it Cleanliness. And it's just, you know, it's astonishing to me just how little my sister and so many other kids her age, I mean, so many people, I mean, I would expect that from a guy, you know. That's why I often say I wish I had a brother instead of my sister, though I would never say that to her. You know, I just think our family would have been much happier had one or both of us been male. But they especially wanted my sister to be a boy since they already had me. So, you know, but the main reason, you know, I wish she were a brother, you know, other than the fact that she just spends way too much time on her face, you know, doing makeup. And it's like, really, you know, I mean, the way I feel about it, as you well know, is like, I have no use for makeup. And I might wear a little bit of lipstick at times. But for the most part, I just don't do makeup because I feel like, you know, it's almost like painting a picture every day and then tearing it up. At the end of the day, it's just going to wash off, and it's a waste of time and money. So, you know, I just wish I had a brother. But more importantly than that is the lack of cleanliness, the lack of caring about cleanliness. And, you know, like the whole time, I think she only may have showered one time, you know. And like I say, I would hate for her to see any one of these videos. But, it's just she has a total disregard for cleanliness. And, I talked on here before about when she used to poop in her panties, when she was like, well, basically the whole 18 years that she lived under our roof, she pretty much left as soon as she could. And I don't understand it because, like I say, I mean, if anyone should have wanted to get away from my mom or my parents in general, it would have been me, or you would think. Um, but cleanliness has just never been very important to her. And I don't understand that because, most people would look at her and they see the long flowing hair, which clogs up the drain, and they think she's just so feminine and so pretty. And I'm so not. Um, but the cleanliness factor is something that just really threw us for a curve, all throughout her childhood and now on into her adult life. We actually had hopes that as she became an adult, that would change. She would suddenly start to care about cleanliness. But there's just something about her that just doesn't seem to care. Just like the average man, it's almost like it's an afterthought, you know? Whereas in my case, the only, really, 2020 is not that bad of a year. Because aside from the fact that, I can't do anything fun, I can't, go to all these places that have shut down their dining and all that, and I have to wear a mask everywhere, this social distancing is pretty much the way I've lived my whole entire life. I mean, I just never really had any friends, and it's just a given that you don't drink after people, you don't eat after people, and I've never had a first kiss, and I never want to. So cleanliness has just always been very important to me. Cleanliness is next to godliness. So, if I had a choice between cleanliness and neatness, although they're both important, I would choose cleanliness because the way I feel about it is you can always tidy up later, if you want to procrastinate. But when you die from some disease that you caught from being filthy, you are in the ground for all eternity. And so you don't have the chance to tidy up. Okay? It's not going to matter how neat something was or how organized or whatnot. If you are in the ground because you died from a foodborne illness or, just something that you caught from being a slob. And I've just always had that thought in my head that, I just don't want to do things that are going to compromise my health in that way. And this was long before COVID. I've been averaging, like, knock on wood, 0 to 1 colds per year ever since I've been an adult. The only time I really had a high annual cold rate was when I entered kindergarten all the way through my sister's high school days. Or I didn't have a lot of colds anymore. But, all the way through graduation and then a little bit afterward in college because I had a little sister in school. So, I guess childhood and adolescence was the only time when I really caught a lot of colds. I probably got as many in kindergarten as I had my whole first 6 years of life, when I was with my stay-at-home mom. So cleanliness is very important to me, to the point of OCD. But, the hardest thing for me to understand, about my sister is just why she doesn't value it. As much as she seems to like boys, or she enjoys male attention. But yet when it comes to cleanliness, I'm actually the more feminine one. See, that's what I say. I'm feminine in the ways that she's masculine and masculine in the ways that she's feminine. So, it's very confusing. That's why it's just so ridiculous. If I were to try to call myself the brother, and go by he, him pronouns, it would just be ridiculous because, there'd be so many ways that I would actually be more feminine than she is, like my handwriting and my desire for cleanliness and my love of jewelry and baking cookies and just, making things with my hands that are pretty or cute or whatnot and putting up a tree. Well, it's Christmas time again, and I just wanted to document that I did put up a tree, even though I swore against it in February. And that's what it looks like, my 2020 Christmas tree.